Hey everyone, so this is the second game I played against Mikal. This time I was the Americans, and uh, we're playing with US +1, and so I place it in Iran. Right away from his starting influence, you can kind of see he wants to go for realignments in Europe, so it's gonna be exciting. I have Red Scare Purge, so I'm just gonna headline that. He headlines Suez Crisis, kicks me out of Israel, France, and hits me in UK. Plays Truman Doctrine for 1 op, and in 1 shot kicks me out of Western Germany. That's a huge hit, because I can't get there this turn. So I work my way through France, but he's pretty much able to take it for the most part before I can get there. I place 2 into it. He places 1 into it. I place 2 into it. He starts moving into Benelux. I play Vietnam Revolts and coup Vietnam. So at this point, I've kind of stabilized in a way in Europe, and I wanted to take the fight elsewhere, maybe try and distract him. He spaces NORAD on his turn, and on my turn I place Korean War, South Winds, and I coup North Korea. So that coup was more sort of a way to bring DEFCON down to 4, so realignments in Europe would stop. He plays Romanian Abdication, 1 in Benelux. I coup Iraq to reduce DEFCON to 3 so that I could start playing in Asia, and I actually kick him out of Iraq. So I draw every single scoring card. I can actually score Middle East for 4, so I do that. He headlines Captured Nazi Scientist. NATO for 4. He controls West Germany. I play the China card to place into South Korea and into Eastern Germany, basically pressuring Poland, but the more appropriate play here would have been to play Europe scoring, because it's 0 right now, so that's a mistake on my part, because I also pressure him to take Poland, which gives him the domination. I play Eastern European Unrest for 3. I take Thailand. Asia can be couped, so that's why I put 3 in it. Independent Reds, he coups Vietnam. So he's looking for realignments here, I think. He can realign on Thailand at 0 now. Or maybe he'll choose to try and take some more countries like Laos, Cambodia before he does it. So I take Malaysia to protect Thailand from the realignments, and I start moving into Greece to prevent his domination. He plays Destalinization for 3, and he coups Malaysia. I play Cuba, I play Fidel, and I coup Malaysia. Or actually, I realign these countries. I kick him out of Malaysia and reduce Vietnam. Ideally, I would have rolled one higher on the Vietnam roll and kicked him out, but that didn't happen. So I was pretty worried here that he would realign me out of Thailand, especially when he played a 3 ops card. But he places influence in Laos, Cambodia beforehand to give himself a +1 realignment roll on Thailand, and he also places in Greece to protect his domination. I score Asia for 1 VP. He plays blockade. And controls Greece. I score Europe, giving him 5 VP. Turn 3. I draw Middle East scoring again, so I'll just headline that. DEFCON is at 5 again. So, his socialist government is pretty scary here. He controls France. So no matter what I do here, I'm screwed, because if I coup, like say something like Cuba to reduce DEFCON to 4, he just places 3 in Italy. If I protect Italy by placing it to Spain, Italy, and somewhere else, he just coups Italy. But I think my chances are better there, because then he has to try a coup. So that's what I do. But he coups and barely controls it. If he didn't control it, I could take it back with US-Japan Mutual Defense Pact or a 5-year plan. But he rolls a 4. So I break the control. Takes it back. Gives me a pretty subpar Marshall Plan. I place a bunch of influence. 5-year plan. I'm basically continually disrupting his control of Europe because I don't want him to potentially win. Europe scoring was played on turn 2 and reshuffled at the start of turn 3, which is the current turn. So it's unlikely, but he might have drawn it again. He recontrols Western Germany. I'm fighting him. He plays blockade, and I don't have a 3 ops, so he kicks me out of Western Germany. I fight him in France. And he did have Europe scoring, so he gets a ton of VP, but he doesn't win the game, so that's something. I play Nasser, and then coup Egypt, but it fails. Alright, so turn 4. I'm drawing a ton of scoring cards, which is kind of annoying. I play CIA created here, mainly because I don't want him messing around in Asia, trying to realign me out of Thailand or something. And it's also a good card because I get to see his entire hand. He plays Junta. Goes into Chile and coups me out of Panama. Chile is a weird choice because he's gonna get into there with Allende anyways later in the game. So maybe he should have gone for Venezuela. So I get to see his hand. The key cards in his hand, I don't think it's going to show up in the video, but the key cards in his hand are South America scoring, Africa scoring. He has Red Scare Purge. He has De Gaulle. So those are really the scoring cards are super key. And Red Scare Purge is either a 4-ops card or a nice attack on the next headline. With my 1-op from CIA created, I coup Chile, but it doesn't work. Plays Red Scare Purge for 4-ops. 2 in Algeria. And he controls France. So he does have control of Europe at this point, but Europe scoring won't show up till worst case scenario turn 7. I play puppet governments. Jump into Venezuela, Panama, and Brazil. He scores, so he plays South America scoring for 3 VP because he saw me jump into there. I placed the influence there to kind of pressure him to play it, because if he waited, then I would get, it would probably end up in a stalemate situation where I have Venezuela and Brazil, and he has Brazil and Argentina, and he wouldn't get anything. I play duck and cover for 3. Start moving into Asia. He plays De Gaulle, moves towards India and Nigeria at the same time. So what follows is a pretty good lesson on how players should always be aware of the scoring situation in every region. So my opponent here moved towards India and Nigeria at the same time. And I can only really disrupt one of these movements. I can either take India right now, assuring my domination for my Asia scoring card, or I can coup Saharan states and prevent his current domination. So during the game, I CIA created him, so I saw that he has Africa scoring in his hand, which will give him exactly 5 points for the victory. But I forgot about that. I took a screenshot of it, as I always do when I play CIA created or lone gunman, but I didn't look at the screenshot. So I forget about that, and also I wasn't even really paying attention to the fact that he had a domination in Africa. So I choose to make a play for Asia so that he doesn't get India. And then I'm correctly punished by losing the game. He plays Africa scoring for exactly 5 points. So it's very important that you look at every region at all times, and even though when you look at Africa it doesn't look like much is going on there, with just 3 ops he has a domination. So it's good to be conscious of that at all points, because it is a game of shifting priorities. At different points in the game, different regions become relevant. And it's really silly of me, because I actually saw his hand and I knew he had this scoring card. I was just more focused on maximizing my own scoring card and ignored the really, really obvious Africa domination. So there you have it. That's my other game versus Mikhail. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time.